So yesterday, the BC government and the city of Delta made an important announcement regarding the creation of first dedicated ash dispersal site in BC waterways. So can you give us more details about this new announcement and also a deadline when will this entire project be completed?
As Minister of Jobs talked about how when his father passed away during COVID, I just asked everybody for the opportunity to be able to put this proposal forward. Here's the reality. People need housing now, but to me, having the housing open sooner for families who need it, who are looking for housing, giving people a chance to get into the housing market sooner, giving them a chance to get in more affordably, is something the government absolutely should be looking at. And we're going to continue to look for those opportunities. Supports development of the province, major port infrastructure, Massey Tunnel, major mining projects, protects our north coast, and we're going to keep fighting for British Columbians on these things.
Thank you so much, Premier. Good morning to you, first of all, and thank you so much for joining us on the morning show at Shere Punjab Radio.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So yesterday, the BC government and the city of Delta made an important announcement regarding the creation of first dedicated ash dispersal site in BC waterways. So can you give us more details about this new announcement and also a deadline when will this entire project be completed?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's a really important announcement and long overdue for many people, particularly in the South Asian community. You know, my colleague Ravi Kalan, as Minister of Jobs, talked about how when his father passed away during COVID and his family wanted to be able to scatter his ashes in flowing water, that they felt like they had to hide and that there wasn't a clearer opportunity for them to be able to treat their father's remains with respect. And for too many families, that's been the case. So this site in Delta is at a park. It's a respectful place where people can go and know that what they're doing is approved, and it's the last thing they need to worry about. And also, we've issued guidelines for other municipalities, and we expect Surrey will be along soon so that they're able to approve sites as well for families to be able to disperse ashes.
Mm-hmm. And Premier, the BC government has secured federal funding for the Massey Tunnel, but questions still remain around the timeline of the project, the completion of the project, as well as the procurement process. What do you have to say on that? Because the project has been long delayed and it has become like a big talking point within the community.
Yeah, we want to get that crossing open as soon as possible. It's a really important crossing point for many people, and it has taken time to ensure that we're addressing all the environmental issues that come with going into the Fraser River. So where we're at right now is 200 people are on the site. Construction is underway. Much like the Surrey-Langley SkyTrain and the Highway 1 expansion, the market shifted while we were doing this work. Initially, we only had one bidder on the contract because construction was incredibly busy in the province with major infrastructure projects. Now we have more firms that are interested in bidding. It gives us a chance to go back to the market to help keep the cost down on this project, and that's what we're doing. It worked successfully in the Highway 1 project. It worked successfully in Surrey-Langley. It will not delay the project going back to the market in this way. And so, the work is well underway on the site, and I look forward to the full construction getting underway.
Mm-hmm. So the new deadline, which has been announced for the project, will the British Columbians see that the bridge will be open by that, or the new expansion will be open by then?
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, you recently announced, along with Prime Minister Mark Carney, regarding the BC condo purchase proposal. So is the government still going ahead with that proposal of buying out all the condo units that you announced, or you're still reconsidering your decision or announcement?
Well, the hard part about this is that the program hasn't even been announced in terms of what we're actually doing. So I just ask everybody for the opportunity to be able to put this proposal forward. Here's the reality. People need housing now. There is a clear demand for housing. And if we started building new housing projects today, it would be 3 to 5 years before they were open, and they would be more expensive than what we believe we can potentially buy these distressed assets on the market. So looking at it, thinking about whether government should build new or whether government should look at what's already available, what we can buy in bulk from distressed projects, it creates an opportunity for us. So we'll put the program proposal together. British Columbians will have a look at it. If they hate it, then they hate it. But to me, having the housing open sooner for families who need it, who are looking for housing, giving people a chance to get into the housing market sooner, giving them a chance to get in more affordably, is something the government absolutely should be looking at. And we're going to continue to look for those opportunities.
Mm-hmm. And during the campaign in 2024, the NDP had promised to cover up to 40% of the purchase price on 25,000 new units over the 5 years to help middle income families break into the market. So is the NDP still working on this promise, or will the people of British Columbia see this promise come through?
Yes, we are. We're getting close to being able to announce details on this. This is a financing initiative for home buyers to be able to get into the market at significantly below market prices. It's unrelated to the program we were just talking about. And I look forward to our goal is to announce it in the fall, all the details of that program. What we're trying to do is create a model that will be able to be used not by government, because government can't do everything, but by the market as well, and that will also serve the purpose of getting people into homes that otherwise wouldn't be able to, as well as supporting home builders to be able to build. This is a double win initiative, and I look forward to launching it.
Mm-hmm. And BC nurses are on strike. What do you have to say on that strike, and how is the government approaching this strike?
Well, I think that all British Columbians have had the experience in hospital of being cared for by a nurse in one way or another, and the nurses are such a key part of our healthcare system, and so I think we have a couple of shared goals with the nurses. One is to ensure that nurses feel respected. We know they have stressful jobs. We know that although we've added 10% more nurses in the last couple of years to the nursing population, that we still have more work to do to ensure that we have enough nurses so that their jobs are at the level where we all feel comfortable about the level of care that they can provide. And so we want to ensure that they feel respected through this process. We need to ensure that the healthcare system is sustainable going forward. And so we're at the table in mediation with the nurses right now. And really that's about all I want to say about it, because I'm very hopeful that the mediation process will be successful and we can get all the nurses back to work as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. And Premier, are you happy or satisfied with your approval ratings?
I think that constantly for myself, ensuring that our government is aligned with the priorities of British Columbians and we're working on what really matters to them is a crucial thing. And so that'll remain my focus. When we're recruiting American healthcare workers up here, leading the country in that work, as I said, adding all of the additional nurses and family doctors, connecting people to family doctors, building the infrastructure that British Columbians need, making sure that we're finding ways to ensure affordability, whether it's through housing or car insurance or whatever, and looking at issues that families are facing around the cost of food and other essentials. There's always room for me to do more and to focus on how I can deliver this work. So I always take the feedback of British Columbians seriously, whether it's through a poll or whether it's through just conversations I have one-on-one with people in communities, and I'll constantly stay focused on those priorities for British Columbians.
Mm-hmm. And in the end, I need two responses from you. One is regarding the Council Federation meeting next week, and second regarding the wildfires. The situation in Toronto is really worse. The air quality is really bad or poor. So what are we doing in our province so that we do not face, or the British Columbians should not face, that kind of a problem?
Yeah, we've been working on the wildfire issue for a number of years now. Our wildfire service used to just be hired in the summer. Now we have the wildfire service working year-round in British Columbia. We've dramatically increased hiring as well as additional money for firefighting equipment, new contracts around aerial firefighting. We now fight fires at night instead of just during the day. We established a Center for Wildfire Excellence at Thompson Rivers University to study best practice and how we can prevent wildfires and reduce the seriousness when they happen. And even with all of that work, we face some very serious wildfires and challenges right now this season in Boston Bar. There's a fire near Penticton. The summers in the province have been drier and hotter, and that is leading to increased seriousness and size of wildfires. So that work's going to continue for us. We know we can't raise the mission accomplished banner on this. We have to keep working on wildfire prevention as well as fighting, and whatever support we can provide to Ontario, we will. It's obviously a distressing and awful situation to see communities displaced like that and burned down, and we saw that with Lytton. So whatever assistance we can offer to them, we will, while recognizing that the fire season will continue to be a threat here in British Columbia for the next couple of months.
Mm-hmm. And regarding the Council Federal meeting next week?
Yeah, it's an important meeting. You know, there's a lot of issues on the agenda across the country. I know Premier Ford and I will be talking about wildfire issues. Certainly for provinces that have lumber industry, softwood lumber industry, we'll be raising those issues and how we can work with the federal government to support the sector. We lost a pulp mill this week, a major employer in the Prince George region. Pulp prices are down about 50% in the last 5 years, and the economics are incredibly challenging right now for pulp, but also as a result of the Trump tariffs for the softwood sector. And so these issues across the country are really challenging, especially for Quebec and New Brunswick and ourselves. So we'll be gathering to talk about those issues as well. We'll be fighting for resources for healthcare for British Columbians, and because our federal agreement is coming to an end, and making sure that the federal government is supporting us with costs that continue to go up. And we'll also be talking about British Columbia's contribution to the project we're all working on, which is strengthening the Canadian economy, and the recent MOU signed with the federal government here in BC that supports a strong Canadian economy while protecting what's important for British Columbians, and finally ensuring that our province gets our share of federal dollars. I'm sure that'll be a topic of conversation with the other premiers as well. These are the kinds of agreements that Eastern premiers get all the time, and long overdue for our province.
And a lot of people are also wondering within the community why the BC government didn't oppose the new pipeline.
Didn't oppose? Oh, that's interesting.
Why didn't they oppose the building of the new pipeline?
Oh, I see. Well, the reality is that we, on the Trans Mountain Pipeline project, Premier Horgan at the time described using every tool in the toolbox to oppose that pipeline. Mm-hmm. And it was very clear that the province had no authority to stop the pipeline. And so the project for me was to see what we could do as a province to get as much as we could out of a project that's clearly very important to the Prime Minister and and so that's what we did. We protected the North Coast to ensure that the tanker ban stays in place. This is an important coast for seafood that comes to our province, but also is a major export for us, as well as major LNG projects that are supported by the communities and the First Nations up there, but would be jeopardized by an oil pipeline. Mm-hmm. And so we protected the North Coast, but also we leveraged almost $20 billion in benefits for British Columbians, as well as an equity share of the pipeline that we're in negotiation with the federal government about, so that British Columbians can benefit financially from this project, not just take all of the risk from it, which is unfortunately what was being proposed before. And so I'm proud of the agreement that we reached. It supports British Columbians. It supports development of the province, major port infrastructure, Massey Tunnel, major mining projects, protects our North Coast, and we're going to keep fighting for British Columbians on these things.
Anything else you'd like to add in the closing?
No, that's it. Thanks for your interest, and good to chat with you this morning.
Thank you so much, Premier, for joining us on the morning show. Have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, see you later.
See you. Bye. ਤਾਂ ਸਨ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਡੇਵਿਡ ਈਬੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਪੱਖ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ।